Yeah, that's a personal protection device pointed in the face of a cop by a man who's sick of law enforcement tyranny.
I was doing 35 miles an hour, and this officer was following me. Why do you think he was following me? Because he's a perv who thinks he's allowed to get in my pants. Oh, what now?
So you don't want to hand me your ID. I'm going to ask you one more time.
The law says it must be provided and exhibited. It does not say I have to hand you anything.
Roll your window down.
It's down enough, thank you.
Roll your window all the way down.
It is down enough,
Hey, sir.
thank you. You can bluster and fume till your eyes burst out of your head, and I am not breaking the law by doing that, and you do know it.
I'm going to break your window out.
Too many bad slugs that like to do that name run routine that I'm all too familiar with you guys.
Back up, dude.
If you want to break the law on me, I will treat you like the criminal thug that you are.
Another cop loses his life as a direct result of his road piracy and thuggery. And this is not to say that the driver of this vehicle was not also mentally challenged, but if you consider the totality of the circumstances, constant antagonism by local police for petty crap while they're trying to break your window, break into your vehicle, and drag you out, it's got its limits. And we're starting to see people break en masse now. We're seeing these all the time, whereas it used to be just sporadic. And this officer right here on the ground, Ontiveros, does not make it through this ordeal. The ordeal that he violently initiated because he was just doing his job. We're going to take it from the top, starting with this unrelated traffic stop that this officer right here breaks away from so that he can help Officer Ontiveros, who eventually dies, and his thug partner who's trying to break into a truck that they pulled over. And why did they pull the truck over? For a burnt out headlight, which means that cops are willing to put their lives on the line for petty corporate traffic codes. The whole thing's insane, so let's just go ahead and get into it.
On May 26, 2025, Bloomfield officer Daniel Weaver, new to the department with 2 months of service but over 4 years prior experience, stopped a vehicle at a gas station after scanning the license plate and finding it was suspended for insurance issues.
I didn't know that, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you have your license registration?
I had my license before I left the house. I don't know where.
Okay. Do you have any kind of ID on you?
No.
License plate readers are going to be the death of American freedoms, by the way.
No. You have a driver's license, though?
Yes.
We have insurance on the vehicle. We're working on getting
registration
for it. We do have proof of insurance.
That's just a receipt, huh?
This shows the vehicle with the VIN number. And if you look it up, it should be there.
Can I get your ID as well? You don't have your seatbelt on, boss.
I just took it off.
He just unbuckled it.
Could I see your ID? I didn't see you unbuckle, so. Hang tight for just a second, guys. We'll be right back with you, okay?
As Officer Weaver runs their information, Officer Timothy Ontiveros patrols nearby. Ontiveros has 6 months with Bloomfield Police and a year and a half of total experience. During Ontiveros' patrol, a civilian driver with dash and cab cameras voices his opinions of police, seemingly to himself.
I was doing 35 miles an hour, and this officer was following me. Why do you think he was following me? Because he's a perv who thinks he's allowed to get in my pants. You think he might have been out to yeah, or perhaps in fear for your life? He's an armed thug, isn't he? Well, I happen to believe that. Well, I happen to believe that.
The guy's literally talking to himself.
That's not an editing error. The civilian repeats the sentence as if recording a second take. Officer Ontiveros, unaware of the civilian's comments, sees their passenger headlight out, prompting a traffic stop.
Oh, what now?
3113, 1054.
And we will do it again.
Meanwhile, Officer Weaver makes a discovery about his own pulled-over driver.
27 shows a provisional already surrendered. Expires 7 of 26. Negative 29. Anything for this?
Negative, thanks.
With only a surrendered license in the system, Officer Weaver can only assume the driver is unlicensed. As Weaver presumably writes these citations, Officer Ontiveros approaches his own stopped civilian.
Hello, Officer Ontiveros, Bloomfield Police.
Yes, sir?
You mind rolling down your window so I can talk to you?
I can hear you just fine, thank you.
Okay. So, the reason why I pulled you over is you ain't got a headlight.
I saw it burn out on the way in.
Okay, that's fine. So you're aware you don't have a headlight.
Well, what I'm aware of is that it burned out.
You got your driver's license, registration, insurance.
All Ontiveros had to say is, hey, you got a burned out headlight. Can you make sure you get that taken care of? Have a good night. Why continue to harass a man? Why try to escalate? And even worse than that, why ruin your own reputation as an officer by violating your oath by not securing and protecting this guy's right to be secure in his person?
You want to go to court? Do you want to pay a fine?
Stupid paper.
So you don't want to roll down your window so I can hear you better? Go ahead and pass it out.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Thank you.
Okay, so this is how this is going to work. That is a criminal offense. You have to provide your ID. If not, you're now concealing ID. We're going to take you to jail.
You can't conceal ID while you're displaying your ID. And by the way, there is no law in New Mexico where you have to physically hand your ID over to a cop. Officer Ontiveros should know this because he's been with the department for 6 months and has 1.5 years of total experience. There's no law in New Mexico or any state that I'm aware of where you have to roll your window down. And in the state of New Mexico, you don't have to hand over your ID. You just have to display it.
Choice.
New Mexico state law.
Okay.
The license must be provided and exhibited. It does not say I have to hand you.
Okay, that's fine.
There it is.
That's fine.
That is contempt of cop. This guy isn't breaking the law by doing this. And this cop is calling this failure to ID as he's displaying his ID. And besides all of this, humanity dictates that you would probably pull the guy over, because it is unsafe to have one headlight when you should have two, unless you're a motorcycle, and just say, hey, just want to let you know your headlight's out. You might want to get that fixed. Have a good night.
That's fine. I'll get it in just a second.
2129, are you able to break?
Hey, from
10-4, he's going to be at Broadway and George.
Just hang tight.
Hey, you guys are good to go. You don't have a license, okay? So swap with him. If he's
Oh, look at that. That traffic stop wasn't so important after all. We got to go break away and help Ontiveros. So it's perfectly within their power to extend officer discretion and not economically terrorize somebody under corporate traffic law. That right there shows you how bad cops actually are.
good to drive, okay? Your license is surrendered, so.
Luckily for these civilians, they are released without citations due to Officer Ontiveros calling for backup.
Your license is surrendered, but Officer Ontiveros' safety is far more important.
You don't want to hand me your ID. I'm going to ask you one more
The
time.
law says it must be provided and exhibited. It does not say I have to hand you anything.
I pulled a vehicle over for no headlight, and he's not wanting to give me his ID.
It says provided and exhibited, and nowhere in all 4 pages of it.
10-4 for now. I'll just sit with him until I can get an ID.
Right there. That's the law.
29, let me know if you'll meet me over there.
Just like I said, headlight is a criminal offense. This is the reason why I pulled you over. If you read your state statute, it says you have to provide identification when a crime is being committed or has been committed.
A burned out headlight is an ordinance violation.
That's fine.
Not a crime.
A headlight is a state. It's city, state, it's everywhere.
Besides that, under common sense, a burned out headlight cannot be a criminal offense. Who have you harmed? Who have you threatened? What property is damaged? Maybe it's less safe out on the roadway, but criminal offense in real life under natural law?
Law still
fine.
says provided
That's
and
fine.
exhibited. It does not say I have to hand you anything.
As well.
I'm not concealing anything. It's right there in front of you.
ID. I asked for your information.
And I am
So you
providing
have
it
to
and
provide it.
exhibiting it
Okay.
exactly as the
That's
law
fine.
says.
That is perfectly fine.
Good.
So you know what happens, right? If you don't provide your information, you have
It's
to go
right there in
you
front
have
of
to
you.
go to a judge immediately, correct?
That's not true either.
That is okay.
I am within the law on this
Okay.
provided and exhibited. And you know
Ontiveros is pushing it. Ontiveros is pushing it.
it. They're just trying to get around it, and I'm not going to play your game.
I just want to make sure you're aware of all of this.
What I'm aware of is that you're trying to be a tyrannical, egomaniacal badge thug, and I'm not going to let you get away with it. I'm holding you to the law. You don't like the letter of the law? That's your problem.
That's perfectly fine.
We'll see about that.
Officer Ontiveros and the subject wait silently as Officer Weaver arrives. Before speaking to the civilian, Weaver places stop sticks under their truck in case he attempts to flee.
Passenger headlight. Thank you.
Roll your window down.
It's down enough, thank you.
Roll your window all the way down.
It is down enough,
Hey, sir.
thank you. You can bluster and fume till your eyes burst out of your head, and I am not breaking the law by doing that, and you do know it.
Okay.
Roll your window down is not a lawful order.
I'm Officer Weaver, okay? What's your name?
I'm providing it right there.
You need to provide it in my hand.
The law says provided and exhibited, and in all 5 pages of it, nowhere does it say I have to hand it to you or surrender it to you. And you are violating the law.
I'm going to break your window out. Roll your window down.
I have done my job according to the law, provided and
I'm
exhibited.
going to go swap spots with him and do that tow, and I'll sit here.
Sir, this is your last warning to roll the window down.
Officer, I am within the law.
You're not. Hold on. You're not, because a crime is being committed, so you have to provide identification.
And I am providing it, and I am exhibiting it according to state law.
So when an officer is provided, it's covered.
Officers point out that his license is physically covered with a sticker. Post-incident police reports indicate the sticker covered his name and address.
The name is covered because of too many badge thugs that like to do that name run routine that I'm all too familiar with you guys. You take the
It doesn't matter if his name and address is covered. All they got to do is get the license number. They can run that in their systems. They don't need that license in their hand. They're just being thugs. Their feelings are hurt. Their egos are bruised. And now violence is forthcoming.
name, you run just the name.
Roll down the window right
You run just the name looking for another.
We're breaking this window.
Officer Weaver smashed the subject's window 6 minutes and 25 seconds after the first words of the stop were exchanged, and less than 2 minutes after he approached the vehicle himself.
Back up, dude. 129. Give us 33. We're going to have to
Ontiveros is going gloves on in anticipation of going hands on.
You got a window breaker? 29, give me a second. I'll be right down there.
Sergeant Michael Wells, who was assisting another officer with an unrelated DWI investigation, leaves to respond to the escalating situation with Weaver and Ontiveros.
You got a window breaker? Yeah. Let's pop it. Let's wait. Pop it, dude. Let's pop it.
The police report notes the sound captured on the subject's in-car camera is, quote, an unbuckling of a holster strap and the clear sound of a firearm being pulled.
I don't think so.
So, are you going to provide your information?
What are we doing?
I have provided my information.
Hand me your driver's
I
license.
am not going to hand you a driver's license so you can do that name run routine and attempt to set me up with somebody else's warrant. That is exactly what you do. They take the name. They run just the name.
Nope.
Then they look for any name like it that has a warrant that's even similar to the name. David Reeder versus the state of Pennsylvania. That's what they proved.
While no case was found under David Reeder versus Pennsylvania, his description of the case sounds like David Sosa versus Florida, where a man who shared names with a wanted individual was repeatedly misidentified, arrested, and held in jail despite informing officers. The court sided with the officers in that case.
The officers harassed this guy to no end, and the court sided with the officers even though the officers had the wrong guy. That is an injustice system. This is why people are at their breaking point. People are slowly beginning to realize that they won't get justice on the streets from cops, and they won't get justice in the courts from judges. They view the whole system as being stacked against them. In the David Sosa case, he was arrested twice in 2018, due to mistaken identity on an outstanding warrant issued in Texas for a different individual named David Sosa. The U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida dismissed Sosa's complaint for failure to state a claim under Rule 12b-6, ruling that the 3-day detention on a valid warrant did not violate due process under Baker v. McCullen, which held that brief detention due to administrative errors does not necessarily constitute a constitutional violation. So in the land of the free, you can be caged for 3 days due to mistaken identity, possibly lose your job, get graped in prison, and have your life ruined, and the state cannot be held liable. So how is anybody surprised that this kind of racket can push people to the point of desperation?
They caught him on camera doing it. They ran just the name in an attempt to get away. I believe this is high-strength plexiglass because this is a four-wheel drive vehicle. It probably will break eventually. I don't understand your problems. I'm the one within the law.
Because
if you want to break the law on me, I will treat you like the criminal thug that you are.
So you're going to open it?
I am not going to open my window. I'm doing what the law says. You might want to get your sergeant out here. I am providing my information.
This is just flat out roadside thuggery. This is deprivation of rights under the color of corporate traffic code and hurt cop feelings.
We're right at the intersection. My window breaker's not working, so maybe yours will.
I'm sorry you're having such a problem here, officer, but that is the letter of the law, provided and exhibited. That's an ordinance violation, not a crime.
No, it is a crime. Your headlight is a crime. That's the reason why I'm trying to make
There you go.
The shooting begins just before Sergeant Wells arrives. Unaware, he sends this message over the radio while the shooting unfolds.
They're right on the corner.
Guys, when I come in, I'm going to block it, man.
See if we can escalate it a little there that way.
Just
See if we can escalate it a little better that way.
Just 9 minutes and 13 seconds passed from Officer Ontiveros initiating the traffic stop to the first shots fired by the subject. We have opted to include some images of the first aid provided due to the educational value of treating a gunshot wound. However, we do not show close-up images of gunshot victims.
3129 shots fired. Shots fired. Ontiveros, where you at? Where you at?
So we got Ontiveros laying on the ground. I don't know if he's a family man. I don't know if he's a husband. I don't know if he has kids. But these cops are willing to put their lives on the line every single day to enforce unconstitutional corporate traffic laws, and people are getting sick of it. A good portion of this video right here are the cops rushing down the streets, breaking speed limits, putting everybody in jeopardy just so they can get Ontiveros to the hospital. We're talking about speeding ambulances, at least 5 or 6 speeding cruisers. And then we get to the part where the second responding officer is basically saying Ontiveros was just doing his job.
Yeah. I didn't do anything.
He was just doing his job. He was just committing roadside piracy. We were both just acting as regular street carjackers. We were breaking an innocent man's windows. We were just doing our jobs. Then we got the thin blue line hug fest.
Yeah, the one guy good. Okay. Yep. Nobody's outstanding?
Nobody's outstanding.
You sure?
Yep. Okay. It's just the one occupant.
Okay. All right. Good job, gentlemen. Good job.
Good job trying to break into that guy's truck. Good job provoking just a regular peaceful man who's not out there doing anything wrong. Good job damaging his property and putting his life in jeopardy and threatening him. Look at the outpouring of police support.
Insane, bro. Just talked to him on a missing kid case, man.
Yeah, give me a f***ing shoe, dude.
Brand new can. Car's open. You guys are high. You okay? Okay. Hold on, buddy. Just relax. Breathe. Okay? All right? You're all right. Just worry about all of that. Slow. Okay. He's doing awesome.
He had
backing it up.
He had a 47 hook, let him walk, and flew over here and is running like a seasoned champion.
Yeah. Good. I can just sit here.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe over there in that.
What is wrong with this guy?
The one on the truck.
Yeah, dickhead.
He was failing to provide ID. Wasn't wanting to do anything.
I've known Auntie before he was a cop. When he started.
What the hell's wrong with this guy? Just out there defending himself. What's going on here? Why don't people just let us break into their cars? Why don't they let us harass them? What's the big deal? These people earn the hate every single day.
A big old asset. I don't want to take my.
Now watch how callous and jovial these thin blue line thugs can be, even in the context of their own fallen comrade dying in the hospital.
Why you running 47s go, dude?
Dude, I have his key.
Whatever.
I parked that shit. I was like, hey, I gotta go. You're out of here, man. Have a good night.
He's still happy.
Yeah. He's like, oh, what? Oh.
Showing discretion to a guy that he was probably trying to falsely pin with a DUI.
I'll buy you something.
What am I gonna do with you guys? Killing my fucking cars out here.
Yeah, don't worry. It's the oldest one, so
I think it's a little more than a chewing night. I should have brought a pack of smokes.
I can have my wife bring some cigars in.
Hey. That's what I'm talking about. Mix in some questions here with jokes.
Let's just be honest. The enforcement of corporate traffic law has led to the deaths of countless police officers for no frickin' reason. And those deaths and injuries I wouldn't exactly include in the victim pile. And it looks like their victims are slowly starting to realize that not only do they have the right to keep and bear arms, they have the right to use those arms against violent attackers, even if those attackers come under the color of law. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification icon. I'll see you in the next one.